everybody, and welcome to the Bird Mom, your home for backyard birding. We actually should call this episode Bird Mom because it is freezing outside and our state is supposed to get the biggest snowstorm in the last 6 years. We're going to get between 18 inches and 2 feet of snow in our state today, and our birds are going to need some help getting through this rough weather. I'm going to show you 3 great, easy tips to help your feathered friends get through this fierce storm. Food is the #1 way that you can help your birds through a winter storm, and not just during a storm, but before the storm. A few days before your storm hits, start filling your feeders with high-fat, high-energy foods like suet or black oil sunflower seeds, preferably both if you can get that out. You have your regular bird feeding stations, but another thing you can do to get your feathered friends through the storm is put up a satellite station. That could just be a quick, temporary thing that you put in over the course of the storm, let's say a week or 10 days, to get your birds through the worst of the storm until that snow melts. It's really simple to do, and we did it here. This is a shepherd's hook. Not very expensive. You can buy this at any big box store or on Amazon. You simply stick it in the ground and hang a tube feeder or a pavilion feeder from here, packed with sunflower seeds. This is something that can get your birds the extra energy they need. Birds are like little furnaces. You have to keep stoking their fires. Black oil sunflower seeds, regular sunflower seeds, striped sunflower seeds, and high-fat mixes. You can do it with nuts as well. If you don't have someone in your family with a nut allergy, or someone in the surrounding areas has a nut allergy. Those are really the top 3 premium feeds that you want to be giving birds. And suet. You can also hang a suet feeder from here. Now, it may seem counterintuitive to place this so close to the window, but actually placing the feeder close to the window is a smart choice. Birds are not going to strike your glass. They're not going to have enough energy to get that big bird strike in. So this is actually a safe place to put your feeder. If you're going to have high winds and you're hanging a feeder from a shepherd's hook, you want to be careful not to put it up until after the storm is over, because if that thing's flying around, that could actually break your window. So you want to be careful with that. So what's on the menu for today and tomorrow's big storm that's coming to our state? We've got 3 main seed families here that I just love to feed my birds. We've got a black oil sunflower, pound for pound the best seed that you can give your birds. If there is one seed that you are going to use all winter long, black oil sunflower is it. It is packed full of energy and the fat that the birds need to survive the winter. The second seed is safflower seed. I learned about safflower seed last year as an alternative to some of the seeds that I was putting out because I was really getting mobbed by a lot of squirrels. This is a feed that squirrels will not eat, so you'll get beautiful cardinals, you'll get some other beautiful, colorful winter birds coming to your feeder, and the squirrels hate this seed, so this is also a terrific seed to set out during the storm. Lyric brand seed is one of the best seeds on the market. It's a seed I trust, a seed I love. It's a little pricey, but it's worth every penny because it really brings a very high quality of seed to your wild birds. This is a finch blend, and the finches like to eat out of these wire-type feeders. You saw one in the back that I already had set up. This is another one that I'm going to set out in the satellite system. The finch feeders in particular have a wire-like system, and the feed is filled up through here, and the birds actually cling on to the sides and eat from here. They don't really eat from the tray. Some of them do, but for the most part you're going to see them clinging along here. It cuts down on the competition from your other feeders where you might have ground feeders or sparrows mobbing. So using a finch type blend or a Niger seed, a good quality Niger seed, is a really nice way to spread out what the birds are going to be eating during the winter. There's another idea, is suet. I like to buy these, are really inexpensive. You can get these at your pet stores, online, at your big box stores. This is a suet brand, non-melting. You put it into a simple suet cage. This sets up in just a minute. Boom. Outside, high-fat resources for your birds to get through a storm. This is another idea. If you want a quick feeding system, it takes 2 seconds to set up. This is a Niger cell. comes already pre-filled, ready to go. Stick this on a tree. A great option for an incoming storm. Okay, quick, just over here to a couple of feeders. These feeders are relatively inexpensive, which is why I like them for my satellite storm feeders. This one is about $12 at a big box store. Walmart has them, Lowe's has them. This holds a ton of seed. Also, you get a lot of visitors coming to the area, and it has that drainage that I love. Easy to clean, easy to fill. You can have a couple of these filled in your garage, ready to go out and hang in the morning once that storm subsides. This is a smaller feeder. This I think was less than $7. Also, keep a couple of these cheap feeders on hand. You don't want to use this year round, but when you get the opportunity to have to feed the birds during a storm type of situation, these are great to have on standby, ready to go. Just like a flashlight that you have in a storm. You have a couple of extra of these, and this will help give the birds in your ecosystem the extra energy that they need. Another area where our birds need help is with shelter. There's not a whole heck of a lot we can do with shelter during the winter, but there are a couple things. One, clean out your birdhouses. Don't take them in, clean them out. Some birds will roost there at night. Also, you can get these little devices. These are called roosting pockets. They're made out of different types of straw and rope-like materials. You can put these under eaves, in an area where there's ivy, or up into a bush like this. And this will provide them with some opportunities to get out of the winter weather. They can roost here at night and keep warm. So I used a zip tie to affix it into the branch of this tree. And I tucked it up nice inside here. So for some little bird, that might be a nice nighttime shelter. Item that's really important is water. Look, I put this out. I've already refilled this twice today, and it's solid ice. So we're going to be talking about water, but we're going to go inside because it's freezing right now. We are back in the warmth of the Bird Mom Studios. It is absolutely freezing outside. The storm has started, the winds are blowing, but luckily we're inside the studio here to talk about another important feature for taking care of your birds in the wintertime, and that's water. Water is crucial for birds to get through the winter. They need it just as much as food, and we can help them by keeping non-frozen supplies of water easily available to them. There's two easy ways to do that. You can use a deck-mounted system like this, and you've seen this in some of my other videos. I'll have links below so you can take a look at what this looks like. This fits on a bracket onto your deck. This bowl goes snugly into the bracket, and then you can use a small submersible water heater like this. You pour the water over it, and then you plug this into an extension cord that runs to your power source. Really, really important. When you plug the three-prong into a correct outside extension cord, you do not want to use an indoor cord outside. You want to use a heavy-duty outdoor cord. You need to protect the connection, so you use one of these little doodads. Very inexpensive. During the holidays, you can find these in any big box store. They're available on Amazon. It's a click lock. Your plug, take this little thing. It's like a little hat for your plug. Goes like this onto the connection, and then this fits in here and connects to your extension cord in here. You close it up, it clicks, and then your extension cord comes out here to your main house connection. This protects the connection from your precipitation, so it's really a much safer way to do things. There are smaller deck mount systems. I like this system because it gives a good span of water for the birds. And there's a myth that if a bird takes a bath during the winter, they'll freeze, or if they get their feet wet, they're going to freeze, or if they have wet feet and they touch metal, they're going to freeze. That's baloney. It's all a myth. Birds have special adaptations in their feet and a remarkable circulation system, so they don't have those types of things happening. So if you read that on the internet, it's wrong. So they can safely come and drink their water or take a little dip if it's nice and warm, and they'll be just fine. This is more the simple way to do things. Now, I will caution you. This type of system, although it's inexpensive, can run up your electrical bills. So if you're on a very tight budget and you're a lovely birder with a big heart, you may want to think twice about your water system and how you supply water to the birds, because it did add a bit of electric to my budget last year, which was a little unexpected. Now, this is a new system that I bought. I'm having a lot more birds come to my little ecosystem, so I wanted to try a system that was a little bit larger, that might be a little bit better for their needs. So I got a much larger system, and this has a special thermostat on it, unlike the submersible system that only goes on when the water dips down and starts to freeze. So I'm hoping that that's going to cut back on the electrical use and the electrical bill that one can get when they're using heated bird baths. So let's take a look at this system. This is a Bird's Choice system. Now this comes with all different kinds of attachments. You can make this stick to your deck. You can also put it on a pedestal stand, and I splurged, and it was a big splurge, and got the pedestal stand because I want to set this up near my platform feeders. I didn't set it up tonight because we're supposed to get upwards of probably 18 inches of snow potentially, and the winds were going to be very high. So this is something I'm going to set up in the morning, and we're going to shoot that so you can see what it looks like in the morning. Let's take a look at this bowl. Now you know how I feel about American-made products, and this is not only made in America, it's also made of recycled materials. And look how big this is. Hello. This is a full 20 inches wide. This is huge. Compare the two. And the other smaller bird bath that I have on my deck that I use for seeds and other things, that is also a bird bath that you can use for a submersible system. So let's take a look at this. This comes with a lovely texture on the surface. The birds are really going to appreciate this. They're not going to slip and slide on it. It has a nice sloping system. You never want to have a bowl or another type of container that's too deep for your birds, especially in the wintertime. They're a little intimidated by that, and it's not good to have something that's really deep, like a bucket or something like that. You really want to have a water system that's set up specifically for wintertime use. And this is wonderful. In fact, I was reading in the instructions, and they said that you can really use this as a year-round system just by unplugging the plug and tucking it underneath. So this is something that's probably going to last me year-round. So I hope to get quite a bit out of this investment. Take a look at the bottom. Nice construction here. A lovely green color. Green is one of my favorite colors. And it has a plug. It doesn't have a 3-prong plug, it has a 2-prong plug. So we're also going to put on that connection clip also and attach that to the extension cord when we set this up. So let's take a look here. Comes in 3 colors, white, green, and black. And then the accessories that it has include these two types of pedestal stands. I got the one with the ivy. I think it's really pretty, and it's going to look really pretty with my platform feeders. And it also has a deck accessory. So if you wanted to put that on a deck hook, you could do that. I really like this company. It has a 4-year warranty on materials and workmanship. And they're also members of a society that I'm a member of too, the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. So you know this company is involved in birding and doing good things for our backyard birds. So that also makes me confident about this purchase from Bird's Choice. We're going to set up this system tomorrow, and you're going to be able to have a look at it in action on the deck. I don't think the snow is supposed to end probably till 10 or 11 tomorrow. So if I can get my cameraman here nice and early, if I bribe him with a good breakfast, maybe we can see that in action tomorrow morning. So let's do a quick recap of what we did to get ready for the storm and some of the things I did today. You know, safety, especially if you're a little older like me, safety in the snow is really, really important. So you want to make sure, naturally, you're clearing off all your surfaces, they're not icy, and I've made myself a little bit of path to my main bird feeder today in the snow. So be careful. I use a pet-friendly de-icer on my steps to make sure, and I move a little bit more slowly because I am older and I don't want to slip because the birds need me and the birds need you too. So be careful and exercise caution when you're outside in these icy and snowy conditions. Let's take a look at some of the things we did yesterday. So this feeder has already been filled up twice today. Oh, did you hear that? Those were wild parrots that we actually have that come and visit us. That's really cool. I'll do a video about our wild parrot species that come to us in New Jersey. Very interesting birds that come. You wouldn't imagine that a tropical bird like a parrot would come here in the winter, but they do. And they've actually been visiting this feeder today. This is one of their favorite spots to come. So these have already been filled up twice today. We've got those black oil sunflower seeds here. They're power packed with fat to fuel the little furnaces of the birds. We've got our finch station over here that we've done. This is just finches, so we have a quality Niger seed, and then we have a beautiful finch blend, and those feeders have been real busy. Up on the deck, we shoveled a path out there, so it's going to be easy for me to come back out and feed the birds. And then what we did today, come on up, I'll show you. We put in our heated bird bath, which I'm really excited to see. So we've been getting some action there as well. Water is a really important thing that the birds need during the winter. I can't stress that enough. One of the little hacks I did If you remember the bird feeder fail video that I did last, I had a little plastic bowl that we weren't going to use. All I did was make a little hole in that snowbank, fill it up with safflower seed, and boom, you have an instant bird feeder. We've had some beautiful juncos coming here to visit us at that little spot today, so that's been fun to watch. We have our other water source here that's filled. That's actually been getting a lot of action, so that needs to be cleaned. It hasn't frozen yet. It's not as cold as it was yesterday. It was so freezing taping outside yesterday, so it's not as cold as it is today. And then we have our other feeder. I've refilled this 3 times today already, and it's ready to be filled again. So this was another quick solution that I had recommended yesterday, the finch sock. Remember that? So we have that hanging up. We have some suet in this easy suet cage that's here. We've been filling up our little portable feeder over here with different types of seed. This needs to be refilled. And then we have our black oil sunflower seed here with some other mixed seed mixes. This is the JC's wildlife feeder that I was telling you about. One of the things I really liked about this feeder was having the portability of this tray. So I took this tray in yesterday, had it all filled and ready to go, and was just able to come out and pop that in here this morning. It kept the seed nice and dry, and instead of having to take and lug in a whole heavy feeder, I just had to take in this tray. I gave it a good washing so it was ready, filled it with seed, and put it in here to go. So that's JC's Wildlife, an excellent, excellent resource for sustainable, made in America bird feeders. So that wraps up our snowy day coverage of the Bird Mom. I hope you've picked up some tips and tricks about how to keep your feathered friends energized and full of fuel during these really hardy winter days. If you like what you see today, please hit like and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so you can learn about new videos when they're released. Remember to support the Bird Mom. We have a link below so we can keep our birds in seed. We've been filling these seeders multiple times today, so your donation and support helps us be able to feed our birdies from New Jersey. Thanks again for taking time today to join us, and I look forward to seeing you again, hopefully when I'm a little bit warmer. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.